So we decided just to go ahead and throw a gig on there. And I'll tell you, at that moment, we didn't really know much about video production. It was pretty natural at presenting, but video production was awful. So our audio was awful, our lighting was, everything was really bad. But at that time, you could give services for $5. So I guess it was just worth those $5 at the time. Of course, from there, we learned and grew.
Hi and welcome. On this interview, we're going to talk with Rhonda Lee. And Rhonda, now people know who I am, but at this point, well, I haven't introduced you more than with your name. But I think it would be more exciting if you could speak a bit about yourself and your background story and what you do.
Okay,
So,
sure.
yeah, I'm going to let it go to you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Rhonda Arms. I'm originally from the United States, from Texas, a Texas native, but I've actually been living in Ecuador with my husband for the past 4.5 years. And we came here because we wanted to do some volunteer work. But the work that we do now through Fiverr, which is a form of public speaking, I create marketing videos for businesses. And so I have to get in front of the camera and I have to relay the business's message to everyone on camera so that they can use it for digital marketing videos. They can use on social media or websites, on their YouTube page. And we got into this business about, I think it's almost 7 years. I think it'll be 7 years in January. And it all just started with my husband telling me that he thought that I would be good at this. And it turns out we've been pretty successful with it after all.
And well, let's talk a bit about Fiverr because some people may not know what that is. For me, that's common sense, but I'm pretty sure some people don't know what Fiverr is.
Yes, so Fiverr, the way I like to describe it to all my friends and family, because they always ask, well, how do I find you? And I tell them, oh, look for me on Fiverr. I say it's an online marketplace like Amazon or like eBay, but it's specifically for digital services. It's specifically for things that you can turn, you can deliver to the person and offer digitally. So I can, when it comes to videos, I can send that video file digitally to the client. If someone knows how to create a logo or a music file, any service that someone can give digitally, then you would probably find it on Fiverr.
So can you relate back to the first time you heard that maybe you should do this for a living? Because you briefly mentioned that your husband convinced you to it. There was like a specific moment in your life where he just, enough, this is the time you should do it.
Yeah, well, the reason that, like I said, the reason that we wanted, we actually had a goal because we do some volunteer service and we wanted to do it in another country. We didn't have any children. We felt we had the freedom to do that. We wanted to check it out, but we knew that we needed to have a job online and to support ourselves. So we started looking, and he started really looking more so. At that time, I was a hairstylist, and that's what I did for work. And so he started looking for online work, and he's the one who found the Fiverr site. And when he started looking, he noticed that one of the top gigs that people offer was video spokesperson services, and that there was a lot of people there that he said, I mean, he showed me, he's like, Rhonda, come here. He's like, look at this. These people are making money doing this. Like they're just speaking, about businesses. You can do this. Like you're good at this. You could do that. And I don't know, I just didn't, at first I didn't think actually that Fiverr was a legitimate website. So at first I just didn't trust it. I was like, I don't know, I've never heard of this. I don't think this is real. But once we did more research, we found out you actually could. So we decided just to go ahead and throw a gig on there. And I'll tell you, at that moment, we didn't really know much about video production. It was pretty natural at presenting, but video production was awful. So our audio was awful, our lighting was, everything was really bad. But at that time, you could give services for $5. So I guess it was just worth those $5 at the time. Of course, from there, we learned and grew.
Well, I know Fiverr has also grown a lot because, like you said before, it was Fiverr because it was $5, and some
Right.
service came up maybe $30. Now it's different. Like you can
Yeah.
really price it at the right level. But also, I would say, and maybe you disagree or agree, that the requirements for video has also grown. Like
Yeah.
making videos today, actually, it's more even about the audio than the visuals now. People can
Exactly.
accept like certain level of audio, sorry, of video that maybe not the best, but audio has just become so important.
Very important. That is so true. And that's something that we also had to learn because it was from a client that actually helped us to upgrade our audio because we didn't know what we were doing in the beginning. And one of our clients said, you know, your videos would be so much better if you even just got yourself a $20 lavalier mic and that's going to up your audio. And we're like, oh, okay. You know, of course, now there's so many different ways of, you know, doing the audio, but just something as simple as that. And it really did up our game.
And Rhonda, can you speak about like the biggest challenge to get started with? Was it tech or was it something on a personal level?
I think for me, it was more on a personal level. Thankfully, my husband, he's the type that's like, let's just do this, even if we don't know everything. I'm the type that I feel like I need to know everything. Like, oh, I know I if I'm gonna do this, I have to come out making the perfect video. And he's like, we can learn on the way. And so that was the struggle for me, and that's the reason I resisted from the beginning because I was like, we don't know what we're getting ourselves into. We don't even know this. And he's like, hey, let's just give it a chance. You know, you never know. And I'm so glad now that we did, even though we started off with really, you know, bad videos. Now we've learned, we've grown, and we continue to do so. And so I've learned that, you know, in the beginning, it may be a challenge just knowing how to get started. But even if you have the very bare minimum, my advice would be just get started.
So yeah, that's the moral of the story, basically. Just get
Mhm.
started and learn on the way.
Exactly.
So I could understand that you're doing great on Fiverr. Can you speak a bit about your success? Because you don't have just a few clients. You've had, what, thousands?
Yeah, I mean, I've completed over 6,000 orders on Fiverr. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely have a good client base. I've definitely, you know, kept a lot of really great clients over the years. As far as the growth was concerned, in the beginning, again, we weren't expecting much. We thought it would be something maybe just part-time that we could do. And since we were looking to go to a Latin American country, we thought, oh, we don't need to make that much anyway. So, you know, over there it's a lot cheaper to live off of than the United States. So, you know, as long as we can make a little, you know, something to help support ourselves, then we're fine. And but little by little, every year it just kept growing. Every year, I think just as much as our skills got better and our clients, and then also Fiverr, the Fiverr platform was also starting wanting us to promote, you know, more higher end services and to price ourselves more in line with what our services offered. Then all of that really helped to grow our business. And I would say, you know, after the first year, we already had a really good steady client base. And now it just seems like every year it just keeps getting better and better.
That sounds great. And like, let's say if I didn't know how to do presentations,
Mhm.
what advice would you give me if I wanted to get started?
Well, it first of all just practice. I mean, you can there's always all types of tutorials. You can Google, YouTube, almost everything nowadays. But you know, you can study the like if you went to Fiverr and you went to all the top rated sellers, you can see their samples. You can look at samples there. You can look at their intro videos and you can see how they present. And you will notice, and this is why I never get, I've actually gotten a couple of other friends to get on Fiverr. And at first they are like, you know, are you afraid that like I'm going to compete with you or I might take away business? And I said, no, you know, that's the nice thing about Fiverr is that it's a worldwide market and everyone is looking for a different type of presenter. So first of all, be yourself. Never think that you have to do or present like someone else does. Because if you look, everyone has their own style. You know, some people are more subdued, some people are more energetic, some people are more businesslike, and everyone is looking for something different. You know, their needs are different. You know, maybe they have a certain look they're looking for. Maybe they have a certain presentation type they're looking for. So first of all, be yourself. You can study what other people do, but make it your own. You know, don't try to imitate someone else. You want to be natural. And that's how, you know, just think about if you were to read a script, you know, read it the way you would say it, not the way someone else wants you to say it. So you have to create your own style of speaking.
And maybe going against the stream that you just said right now, did you have any inspiration then when you got started? Because you said to me before we started that it was very natural, but was there somewhere that you at a subconscious level got some inspiration from?
Like I said, just looking, I would look at who the top rated sellers were on Fiverr, look and say, okay, well, they're obviously top rated sellers for a reason. And so I would see, what it is that they were doing, what type of, services they were offering. And I said, okay, well, now I can take that into consideration, not copying what they're doing, but just getting inspiration for it so that I can incorporate it into my own business.
And now we're going to talk a bit about you, because we mentioned that you're selling your services on Fiverr.
Right.
So is there anywhere else people would be able to, maybe not now, but soon, get in contact with you? You mentioned something about a Facebook page.
Yes, I do have a Facebook page. It says I am your spokesperson. And I believe the way to find it is facebook.com/Rhonda Talks.
We'll
Rhonda
probably
Talks.
put a link here on the bottom here so you can see it.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll send you that link so you can look it up. But it's I am your spokesperson. So you can see samples there. I've been trying to update it. I need to pay more attention to it, but it does have a lot of samples there and a way to contact me.
So before I say goodbye and leave you, I would like to ask you one last thing, and that is, we have two types of people: the people who would like to be in front of the camera, and we've spoken about those people. But when do you think people should try it themselves? Like, where do you think is the first step to go in front of the camera yourself? Especially if you're not that comfortable to begin with.
Right. If you're not that comfortable, I would say just start off doing it. Everyone has smartphones nowadays. Just start recording yourself in front of your smartphone. Now, even on social media, maybe you can even practice doing live Insta stories, just so that you can get comfortable talking to an audience. You just have to do it, really. And what I always tell, because I actually have friends that have said, I'm just not comfortable in front of the camera. How do I get comfortable? And I tell them, you just pretend like you're talking to a friend. Don't look at that camera as what it is, a camera. Try to picture that you have a friend in front of you, someone close that you would be comfortable talking to. And that's how you have to see it. You don't, if you just think about oh no, I'm on camera, you just freak yourself out. So, and again, just practice, doing your own little selfie videos, just so that you can get comfortable with your, talking to yourself on camera.
And I would actually add, it's also a good thing, because then you can see yourself in your body language. Because if you look frightened, you are frightened. If you are comfortable. It's that simple. It's the best way to learn. Way back, I think it's maybe 7-8 years ago, when I was in college. I remember there was a teacher, and I had never seen this before, but he used to tape himself or record himself so he could see, how am I looking when I present? Am I speaking very well? Am I speaking unclear? All the small details, because I actually asked him, because I hadn't seen it before, and said, yeah, so I can improve my communication.
That's great. I think that is a really good point. And it actually made me think about in the beginning, because my husband was the video editor, so he was the one that would edit my videos. And in the beginning, every time I'd hear myself, oh, I cringed. I always cringe. I was like, I hate it listening to my voice. I hate it looking at myself. I nitpicked every single thing that I did. But it did help me to improve. There are certain things oh, maybe that, gesture is a little too drastic. Maybe I need to tone it down a little bit. So yes, I think doing that, recording yourself and then studying your presentation will help you to, to see where you can improve.
Thank you very much. Rhonda, before we go, the languages you can present is in English, Spanish, and...
Just English.
Well,
Yes.
it's not because it's a small market.
I wish I knew more languages, but yes, English and Espanol and Spanish, yes.
Great. Thank you very much for visiting, and I hope that I know you'll get more clients on Fiverr, because I can see business is booming, and it also sounds like it.
It's been really good. And, I just hope for everyone that everyone can find the same success.
And I would also like to add that this is a great time to use people like Rhonda if you're not comfortable in front of the camera, because right now the internet is just booming with video. Videos convert more, they just showcase more, and they create way more trust. especially even though it's not you, spokesperson, just helps way more than just some random video.
That is so true. That's what I say. We're in the era of digital marketing, so video is the way to go.
So yeah, thank you, and yeah, have a pleasant day because we have a different time zone here. So thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you so much.